Seems like everyone is reaching for a tissue, but is it allergies or could it be something worse?
So here to talk us through today's health headlines and anything Carolina needs is Dr. Lisa Thebner. Welcome. So they're talking about a pollen vortex. How do we know the difference between if it's just bad allergies or if it's the cold or the flu?
Well, both of them can make you feel pretty lousy, and they can make you feel tired, have a scratchy throat. But basically, if you have a fever, that's not allergy. You have an infection. The color of mucus can also let you know. Just thought I'd start your day out like that.
No, but actually, yes, that's true, right? You should take a look if you're blowing your nose and make sure.
If it's colored mucus, then that tends to be infection. Clear and runny tends to be allergy.
What's the best thing to do? Because I was told that you have to get ahead of this. You should start the meds before the attack. If you're in a full-blown attack, what do you recommend?
Well, if you're having an attack, an antihistamine, over-the-counter ones should help best. If you need immediate relief and you're having more extreme symptoms, something like Benadryl, which is a quicker onset of action, that can help. But usually these once-a-day medications can help. There are other things you can do. When you go outside and it's a beautiful day and the sun is bright and it's windy, that's blowing pollen all around.
Great.
So when you come inside and get naked, shower so you could wash that pollen off of you. And then you can also do something called a neti pot or a sinus rinse. And
those are so creepy. Those creep me out. Those are the things that you put your nose over the sink and...
They're awesome.
Really?
So, yeah. So what happens is that you actually have a connection between your nostrils. And so if you're leaning forward with a sinus rinse or a neti pot, you're actually getting all the badness out.
Well, now, I've also heard for women with long hair like me that you should put your hair back, tie it in a bun, or, you know, just not let it be loose when you're outside because that pollen can stay in there, right?
That's right. So that's another good tip. And so when you come in, you could also wash your hair as well.
All right.
Now, I'm looking at the calendar. Is the flu still around?
It is. Annually, it goes until May, and it usually starts to trickle. But now, especially in New York City, there's still a high prevalence of flu, influenza. So before we'll see influenza A, influenza B is considered the spring flu, but it could still make you feel really lousy. We're still seeing a lot of it in the office and in hospitals, so people are still getting hospitalized for influenza.
And what can we do to try to make sure that we don't get infected?
Well, a lot of it's hand washing, the same kind of precautions, having people cover their mouth, not going back to work or to school when they have it. The CDC recommends that as long as there's still flu out there, that you could still get a flu vaccine.
Oh, wow.
It's not too late to get a flu vaccine?
I mean, we still have a few more weeks left of the flu season, so it's still reasonable to get it.
Okay. Well, now,
so, I mean, you said if you have a fever, that's an infection. That's more likely the flu. If it's just sneezing, it's allergies, right?
That's right. Well, you can have a cold, of course, with sneezing, too. But, you know, if you also can set your clock to every year this is happening at the same time,
allergies.
It's allergy. Yeah.
Pretty much.
There's a new study on sneezing, though?
Oh, they were talking about the droplets and that it goes farther than you think.
Great. Oh, that's wonderful, especially when you're riding on mass transit or, you know, you're heading to work. So how can we prevent our sneezes from going so far?
Stay home. But you can also shut the windows, and you can have something called a HEPA filter, which is basically a really good air filter, and so that should help you. But if it's a nice day, you also want to keep your windows closed.
Wow. Yeah. See, I would think that you want to open it up, let the air in, but I'm totally right. That's why I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things you have to think about with this, but I have a daughter with bad allergies, so, you know, we're constantly, did you take this, did you do that, and wash your hair, because she's got all this hair.
Totally.
Makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Lisa Thebner.
Any other questions you had, Carolina?
I'm going to ask you more about...
You wanted her to look at?
I have a mole. It's under... Thank you so much.